Listening to BearatNight podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.
Okay, we here. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binary. This is the BearatNight podcast. This is your boy, Jurassic Parker. I go by Awkward Parker. You can call me BearatNight, but I just say call me Dom. That's what I like to just make it easy, make it simple. Now,
hold on.
Oh,
I forgot something. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Here we go. Oh Lord. Now, if you hear this voice, if you heard the voice, and if you're watching later on YouTube later, I have a special guest that's on the pod, and he's none like none other. Oh wow, is that the ROH championship? Where did you? Okay, hold on. Before I go into that. This man, I call this man my wise man. The tribal chief has Paul Heyman, the wise man. This is my wise man. I'm no tribal chief, but one day I will be ahead of the table. One day, and one day, that's one day. But for right now, I do have my wise man, and this wise man, Mr. Honja, creative, the one and only, the photographer himself. Mr. Picture Man, Mr. Cameraman, I'm ready for the camera, Mrs. Ville, all that in one. This guy, I've been around for so long, and golly, it's always a good time. It's always a great moment. It's always a blessing every time with this man. It's always good vibes every time. And you know what? It's funny because starting this, I knew I was not going to be able to do this show and all the way, and especially I know I was going to get to 20 episodes without having Honja on here, because I know it's like two people, especially having on this show that I'm going to have on a regular basis, and that will be Brian from Geekswire and Honja himself. And yes, Honja has made it. It's finally here. We got it. We cracked the code. This man had hit me up about something else, and it stirred my melting pot. It made me mad, and then I was just like, guys, you know what? Let's put this on the pod. This is too good. I can't. If I was gonna go off on this, I had to go off on the right way, and I was gonna do this in a message, and a series of furious messages about the subject, and I knew it had to be on the pod. It just had to, and why not with this man himself? And basically, just to start that off, he hit me up about what was the started to grind my gears. It started with Blue Beetle, DC's Blue Beetle. Yeah, I had to go back to my messages. Yes, that was the start of it. Of DC Blue Beetle should be the cornerstone of the DC universe, and that's how it all started. Yes. And let me just, I'm gonna just let you start, and speak to the people. Let me let you rock right second. All right, this is Honja, everybody. Honja, creative.
All right, so let me get my hot take.
I love that belt.
Thank you. So this is the I'm a wrestling buff. So this is the old school, not old school, but this is the Adam Cole belt. Yes, when he was the Panama Playboy, and he had Matt Hardy with him. He was fighting with, rest in peace, Jay Briscoe, over this belt. This is the belt. This is also the belt that was held by a good friend of mine. Not a good friend of mine, but I consider him a good friend of mine because he's also short. Jonathan Grissom. He also, when he was champion, he had this belt. So this is my real world title. Okay, I don't need to put an X on it. It's the real world title.
You know what? You'll be happy because I just not to cut you off, but I meant to tell you because I wasn't finished with them yet. But my creative player for 2023 2K,
I got my in.
I just got tired of making faces and trying to do all that stuff. So I just like let me put a mask, and basically I went with the Jonathan Grisham. I saw the mask. I saw the octopus mask, and I'm like, I gotta do it. I have to use this one, and I'll give you a picture of it. I will take a picture of it when I hop on, and so you can see what it looks like.
I need to download it so I can have it for my universe, my universe mode.
Okay.
I got everybody else except for you. I put you in and we get a tag team.
Okay. So yeah, because I got tired of dealing with the looks of trying to get the eyes right, the face. You know what? Just put a mask on it.
Yeah,
it's easy. Just hook it up. That's it. It took me 2 days to figure out the outfit. I wasn't gonna try to get the whole, to the face stuff. So just put a mask on. Put a mask. But go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Do your thing. Rock on. Blue Beetle.
We have to do a wrestling thing one of these days. But Blue Beetle.
Yes, we will. We will.
My hot take. And it's gonna piss some people off. Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. I hate to break this to you, DC fans, are no longer the selling point of the DC universe. I say this because Wonder Woman, when she finally got her cinematic debut, one movie, second movie flopped, regulated to cameos. Within recently coming out, a couple of years of coming out, was already regulated to cameos. So that tells me that either the writing's not good or she's not pulling in like how she should be pulling in. So that's why a little bit of both. Batman is plagued by consistencies because there's too many Batmans. I'm not gonna lie. Keaton, Affleck, and Patterson. There's too many, and Batman is not the character that it once was. It's not back when we had the Dark Knight and it was like poppy. Even in the comic books, he's become saturated. The Bat family has become saturated. He's like DC's version of Wolverine. If we need to pop something, we're gonna send him in. Superman. Superman hasn't been popping since Justice League Unlimited. Sorry. I'll say that. The Superman cartoon, dope. Superman and Lois,
the new one,
dope.
Did you see the new one yet?
The new one is good too.
With the Sailor Moon transformation. Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna like that until I saw. I was like, you know what? This ain't that bad.
Listen, American cartoons can take a little nod from Japanese animation. Get that shit together.
Yeah.
But Superman in a cinematic live action universe hasn't been popping in a while. I would go as far as say since Christopher Reeve. And if I would want to give more respect, I would say Smallville was good. Lois and Clark was okay. And even the most recent one.
The one that's on HBO Max now? Yes. I would say that was good. This version of it is good. I'd hate it what they did.
And Supergirl?
Yeah, oh God, it still hurts.
I knew you were gonna say that. But
it still hurts.
Even then, a cinematic movie. I love Henry Cavill. Hasn't gotten the right script for it. Brendan Roth got the BS script for it. So Superman hasn't been a big character. So your three mains that you're always used to going to are no longer popping. And to try to tag and support a universe around them is not going to work. If you want to do something, if you want to bring some new people in, and here we go into my Blue Beetle rant.
Yeah.
So I saw Blue Beetle by myself, had some credits on my AMC card. Went to AMC, sat down, got the Blue Beetle backpack for my popcorn.
I'm still trying to find that book bag.
You want? I got one for you.
How many did you buy?
I bought two. I gave one to my son, and I got an extra one. I didn't have to pay for it. It's credit. And I was like, you know what? My man did come through with a helmet. I at least could do that solid.
You know what? This guy here.
See, that's
Always full of surprises.
This is what we do here. This is what we do here. But all right, so
Go ahead.
I have to take the belt off because this is about to get spicy.
Oh yeah.
So when I watched it, what drew me to it is it has a little bit of what I liked about Miss Marvel, which was the family aspect.
Yes. Go on.
The family aspect is so good.
Yep.
In Blue Beetle, it almost overpowers the Blue Beetle part of the movie.
It does. Yes, it's true.
And let me give a shout out to George Lopez. He had me cracking up.
Okay, George Lopez was hilarious.
The grandma,
but when she took down her hair and had the little pigtails, grandma got something going on in her backstory.
I know. They said she was a revolutionary.
You know what?
There could have been a whole. You know what's funny? So being Mexican, part of the Latin culture, which is very connected to the Aztec, the Mayan culture, it would not. Yeah. And if you watch the beginning when they were explaining the scarab, it was found in Aztec culture. There's like Aztec pictures.
Yes.
So what a great way to kind of do a granny backstory is that in her younger days, she ended up meeting Garrett and fought in a revolution or fought with someone who had the beetle power.
Okay. Oh, you know what? They said there's a lot you don't know about your grandmother. But maybe she didn't know. Maybe she could not have known what the power was. But just like was with the let's take it all down. She was down with the program no matter what.
Yeah. But see, and that's why I said I personally, if I was James Gunn and you came to me, DC said, Honja, here's DC, what can we do to make it popular? Blue Beetle is your cornerstone. Because of what Blue Beetle brings to the table, it offers a way to work in a fresh crop of superheroes, fresh storyline. It will help you do what Marvel did. Define a power system and set up your big bad. Hear me out. Here's the writer's mind.
Okay.
So the Blue Beetle movie comes out. People, this is spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers, go get a fruit snack.
Go ahead. It's been a few weeks, so we good.
Okay. So I like the movie because it stayed true to the history. Garrett found it as an archaeologist. Cord got it, couldn't use it, so he did his own powers, and now Jaime has it. So let's start with Garrett. You have Garrett, archaeologist. Guess who else is an archaeologist? Carter Hall. You know who Carter Hall is? Hawkman, Hawkgirl. Now you've just introduced Hawkman and Hawkgirl into the universe. I'm sorry, Black Adam. You introduce a legitimate Hawkman Hawkgirl to the movie through and through Hawkman and Hawkgirl. You don't introduce the Justice League, you introduce the Justice Society.
Right.
Which in turn you can use to introduce Green Lantern.
And you know what? And also you can if you're going to go the archaeology way, you got so you have the Blue Beetle, you have the you got Hawkman and stuff. You got right there. You got Dr. Fate.
Oh no! Hold on. I was getting to that.
Okay.
I was getting to that. So now you also can introduce Green Lantern.
Yep.
You can also introduce Wonder Woman's mother, who in the comics was the original Wonder Woman. Which means now you can introduce Amazonians, Themyscira, and all that. Right?
Yeah.
You also can introduce Bobcat, who goes on to train Batman. So now you have the pieces in to create your universe, and you can build a backstory. Now, what you can also do, since you brought up Dr. Fate, you can do a reverse what Marvel did. Marvel first introduced the Infinity Gems. You gather the Infinity Gems, which then brought forth Thanos, which brought first the multiverse. DC, you flip it. You already have the multiverse. That multiverse, Flash doing what he did, is what causes all these artifacts to be found. First artifact, the Scarab.
Mm-hmm.
Second artifact, Fate's helmet,
Mm.
which you now do what they did with Doctor Strange later on. You introduce a cosmic aspect of the DC universe with Lord and Order, which means you can also do something like do a DC horror movie based on the Spectre.
Oh, okay. You could do that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going. Okay,
So
can we get
now-
the question in this too? Can we get the question? I'm just saying.
I got listen. I got worked out. So now you're introducing artifacts. They're not gems. They're artifacts. These artifacts represent an amalgamation of cosmic and mystical powers, which builds the DC's power set. Which means you are building up to the big bad of the DC universe. The big bad being Darkseid, because the artifacts are key components of the anti-life theorem.
Do we want to go with Darkseid though?
You do want to go with Darkseid. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if you go with Darkseid, you now can do something that Marvel hasn't been able to do properly.
Okay.
You can introduce obscure characters that can exist outside of the main storyline. You bring in Darkseid, Mr. Miracle, Barda, the Furies, Granny Goodness. That is your cosmic side of DC, which means you get the old gods. You get Orion.
Get Lobo.
You get Lobo. No,
okay.
Save Lobo. You save
Lobo.
Lobo.
Save Lobo. Okay.
You save Lobo because when you bring in Superman, you don't want his big main baddie to be Darkseid. You want him to work up the Darkseid. In order to work up the Darkseid, he has to fight his way through villains to prepare him for that. The first one would be Lobo. Now, where the question comes in, you figure out there's all these little boom tubes happening all over with parademons come in trying to find the artifacts because Darkseid's biggest thing was finding out the anti-life theorem. That's his big thing. That's his version of Thanos' snap.
Right.
So you boom tube trying to get all these artifacts. So they go after Blue Beetle. They go after Hawkman and Hawkgirl and the Justice Society because they have Dr. Fate. They go after the Justice Society because the Justice Society also has the Thunder Ring, Johnny Thunder.
Okay.
So you have all these things going on. But why is it happening? No one knows. Batman, you introduce as someone slowly putting the pieces in. Bobcat, I have a protege who's good with this. I'm gonna go get him, and he's gonna help us figure this out. Because the Justice Society has been operating in the background.
Okay.
Sort of like what they did in Black Adam.
You mean Wildcat?
Wildcat. I call him
Wildcat. Who's Bobcat?
I mean Wildcat. But you have him go get Batman. Batman's looking. Batman can't figure it out. It's too much government red tape. Until one day, on the doorstep of the mansion, there's a box with a question on it, with a question mark on it. Batman automatically assumes it's Riddler. Goes to Arkham. Riddler's in a cell. Can't be Riddler. He does his methods. He's checking everybody to figure out what's going on. Can't figure it out. Until he's heading back to the mansion and you see a puff of smoke appear. Question. Batman doesn't know who the question is. Because we want to run the question as the guy that you don't know about until he needs you to know about it. Batman has heard about the question.
Yes.
But no one has ever met him except for Wildcat and then, of course, Amanda Waller.
Okay, let me interject here because I've always loved this idea of the question. All right, Montoya. This is part of Gotham PD.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay, she's there, Hispanic police officer. You know, if you want to put, she has enough room where You can make her LGBTQ. She could be a lesbian or bisexual.
She could be all the letters.
She could be
All the
everything.
letters.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing. But it's a mix of the phantasm. When you see the question, you assume it's a guy. But much like, this is where I'm going with this. Madonna, and Dick Tracy. Or the mystery guy that was in Dick Tracy. You thought it was a dude. You thought it was a dude that was doing all this stuff. It turns out it was Madonna the whole time. That's how I want to go with the question as Montoya. You think it's a guy the whole time doing all this? But in reality, she's been under Gordon and Bruce Wayne and Batman's nose the whole time. She's been there the whole time, hanging out on the roof with the commissioner, just acting like she don't see nothing, like keeping watch. You know what I'm saying? She hears everything. She's instead of just like acting like she's not paying attention or whatever, she's hearing everything and writing stuff down for her own stuff. And then when they're not around, she puts on her little cloak, put her little mask on that, put her, stature up, changes the walk. She changes her walk, all that to present herself more as a guy to throw people off the trail.
You know what?
As
I like
she
that.
is the question. Yes.
I like that. But it's not spicy enough.
It's not?
For my
That's
DC.
not?
So here's my thing with DC, with my DC universe. My DC universe, I want to take a page from Marvel and pay homages to older movie franchises and create genres for my DC.
Okay.
Now I like your idea, and that's usable. But let me ask you a question. Why does the question have to be one person? I.e. Scream.
I literally, it doesn't have to be just, it can be multiple. It can be multiple.
So, I would have the original question.
Yes. Yep.
He's training Montoya
to take
as
him
his
on.
replacement. I.e.
The Zorro. Master Zorro.
Saul.
Oh, Saul. Yeah. Oh, that. Yes. Ah.
The question isn't a person. The question is a questioning state. So
and this is why you don't see the face. This is why you don't see the question has no face at all.
And that's why no one really knows who the question is. Because at one hand, you could say Montoya, but Montoya doesn't have the political reach to get all the information the question would have. But the older question, due to coming up the superhero race, and I would make him a former superhero. I would make him a former superhero who was jaded. Ooh. So, in comic history, the Justice Society worked for the government. That's why you saw them fighting all the Nazis and stuff.
Yeah.
So you take one of those obscure heroes that probably people don't remember.
Yeah.
And him being jaded by how the government, he felt like the government was using the heroes as a hammer. Right. Decided to become the question to fight against the government, which is why he has this big kick on trying to reveal all the behind the scenes, which is why he's on the radar of Amanda Waller. Now, this is how we mix everything up.
Okay. All right.
What if Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad, wasn't a government team of villains sent to do dirty op missions, but actually missing heroes, quote unquote, lost in combat? Heroes that crossed the line and couldn't be brought back to America, almost like the comedian. Someone who went so far that you couldn't bring them back. They're disguised as villains, like Deadshot. Deadshot technically is not a villain. He was a contracted sniper for the government.
Yeah.
What if he's really a hero? Who, as Frank Castle would say, one bad day.
That was it. All it takes is one bad day. Yeah.
And so he goes back and he's a hitman for hire. The government grabs him because they know if someone captures him and finds out who he really is, it'll blow the door open on their Black Ops side of the superhero community.
Okay.
Because that's the one thing I would explore within this whole thing is we've seen the good guys, we've seen the bad guys. There's people that are in between. We have our Punisher style people who are just ruthless. Now, what I'm trying to do is with DC, because this is what Marvel slipped up on. I'm trying to build your cosmic, your mystic, but also your street level.
Yeah.
We haven't had street level in Marvel since the Netflix Marvel Knights.
Since since Daredevil and all those, and God, I hate that damn Iron Fist. Oh, it's horrible.
Now, mind you, on your street level, you have Wildcat, the Question. That's where I would have Batman. They would be the cornerstone.
Batman should be like you heard of him, but you still don't know anything about him. Like
but
he's
that's
around.
Why he's street level.
Yeah,
because I would have him more gritty. I wouldn't have him the more. I mean, he'll be tech savvy, but he's more boots to the ground.
Well, like the new movie, like the newer one.
Yeah,
you know,
I would have one of that.
Yeah, he's more boots to the ground. He's not like it's not the special. He's changed his clothes in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's gritty. He's definitely a gritty person in this movie. In this take of him, which I don't mind, because you keep him a lower level. You don't have to put him with the big heroes because he don't need to. You could give, like, I guess in the new one the sequel they want to give him a Robin, which is in that sense it's fine if you do it the right way. But I feel like he's still too young to get a Robin.
If they're using the so they can't use the Patterson Batman for that. They have to do a whole new Batman and do a Robin.
Well, no, they want to do it with this one, with the Patterson one. That's what they want to do.
The problem is you'd have to jump him. Yeah, you'd have to jump him in years, and then you have to deal with explaining. But hey,
what?
Honja gotcha.
Okay, Honja gotcha.
So now we know Darkseid has been sending people.
That's gonna be the new slogan. Honja gotcha.
Honja gotcha. I gotcha. So now parademons are appearing everywhere. Batman gets brought in. Question gets brought in. In the midst of this, there's a guy who's been coming into Gotham. He's been coming into Metropolis, and he's been buying up businesses. Boom, boom, boom. Buying up businesses. Tech guy came out of nowhere. Buying up businesses. Question and Batman follow and lead to a building. On the building, LexCorp. Inside of LexCorp, a green crystal. They have been trying to figure out if they can convert it to energy. They haven't been able to figure out yet. What happens is that crystal, because Batman in the Question, fight happens, something gets triggered, Question touches the crystal, and all of a sudden a projection comes out of the crystal. A la Christopher Reeve, Fortress of Solitude, when he puts the crystal into the projector in order to get messages to get traded.
Okay.
You find out that the crystal wasn't the only alien object that landed on Earth.
Okay, go ahead.
You begin your quest for Superman.
Okay.
Superman is my Avengers first movie character. He will appear in that.
Yes.
The Justice Society is defending their scammer. They're defending the Amazons. They're over with Wonder Woman's mom. They're defending the Amazon because they're trying to get the mother box that's there. I would utilize the mother box. The mother box is very important. So they're trying to defend the mother box that's there. Because the mother box holds the location for the next artifact. The next artifact isn't actually an object. It's actually Kal-El.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let me interject here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so look at this. You have Lex Luthor.
Yes.
We never understand. For the life of me, we know that Lex is. We're all in the same world with Lex and Bruce and Superman, all that. What if the hot take, right? Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor have been friends since they were kids, and they've both been rich.
Ooh, I like that.
But what if they went to the same college? They went to the same high school. They practically kind of grew up together, just on other towns. But since they are rich, both families are rich. It's just that he lost his parents, but Alfred would still have him going to to these big rich family outings with other, like, the country club stuff. And why wouldn't you, young Bruce Wayne, hang out with a young Lex Luthor, before they go their different routes? And that way you kind of have friendships there. And there's another thing. Okay, Honja got you. I got you on this. All right. What if I'm going off of what you said now? Okay, converting that green rock to energy. What if there's more than that green rock? There's a lot of them, but they just got to be dug out, right? This here and there, and they convert that to energy. What if Gotham? He wants to let Gotham be the first place to start having the conversion of these green rocks as energy, as another source of gas, another source of that green energy to using pollution, because it's kind of it's new energy. It's homegrown when basically. So hey Bruce, I want to proposition you. Let's have a meeting. I want to try this. This will be good. This will be beneficial for Gotham. Gotham's not doing so great right now, but we have a plant. We can have this green energy. There's more jobs. There's more food. There's all this stuff, and with this green energy, the food rate is growing exponentially because of the energy around. So it triples the time of a normal, like, tomato to be grown. And you got people starving out here, Bruce. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, let's try that. And you know what? That makes it a reason why maybe, hey, a young Clark can never really go to Gotham. He's always gets sick when he gets there. He doesn't feel so well, so his parents never just bring. What? Every time we get here, he's always sick. Let's not go there. There's something wrong with the area, and that's why you will never see Superman. This is why you always have Batman in Gotham, and you always have Superman in his side. What is it? What's the Daily Planet? Metropolis. But you never get him in Gotham because he can't. He physically cannot be in Gotham because he gets sick. He might die because they use green energy as their source. It's just like people they use everything for, like, electricity and everything. The power of their gas. The power of their cars, the TVs. They use that green energy. That's why he can never go.
All right, let me take what you just gave me.
Okay.
And let me sprinkle some adobo on it.
Okay. All right. Sprinkle.
Bruce and Lex used to be friends.
Okay. Yep.
They stopped being friends because during a bidding war for energy for Gotham, the Waynes beat out LexCorp. And LexCorp couldn't handle that happening, and they started being pressured and lost companies and were relegated to Metropolis. That was the only place, because he was a Metropolis quote unquote native, that was the only place that he could operate in. Now, I'm going to take the Lex Luthor from the most recent Superman series. Okay. The more hardened, Kingpinish style Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Why I wouldn't have the green energy in Gotham? Here's why.
Okay.
The green energy wasn't the basis of why Lex is going into Gotham. Lex wants to go in Gotham to destroy Wayne Corp, like Wayne Corp destroyed LexCorp. And you can tell by the similarities. LexCorp, Wayne Corp. He's building up his own version of Wayne Corp. So what he does is he contacts the underworld of Gotham. to bring down property rate so he can buy up properties and save neighborhoods by implementing LexCorp security, utilizing the energy from the green crystal to power up his security forces, which is why Superman and Batman end up teaming up together eventually to push Lex back. Now, here's the real cool thing. Lex is not pulling the strings. Darkseid's pulling the strings. Because the reason, so when Lex's family lost the bidding war, Lex disappears. Lex was put through the paces by Granny Goodness. Because LexCorp was one of the first people to find the artifact. Way back in the days. So when the parademons came to get it, they got Lex. Which will help introduce Lex to a good friend of mine by the name of Scotty Freeman, or Freeman, who we all know as Mr. Miracle, who helped Lex escape. But Lex betrayed Scott, which is why Scott got sent back and was re-tortured and met Barda.
Okay, I got you something. What if Granny Goodness is Lex's assistant? Like his assistant, like his like taking all the calls. Like that's the first person you see before you see Lex.
Switch it up. Instead of Granny Goodness, use not Desaad, the other guy in the purple hood, who's Darkseid's right hand man. Just because you would want to keep Granny Goodness on Apocalypse.
Yes, but that way you still have an ear for Darkseid, and also somebody who could also be kind of a confidant to Lex because he's been there for a while. Start to understand Lex, start to like him a little bit, so you kind of help him out here and there. He has more insight. He sees a lot more of the things, so he's like right there, parallel for both. He's right in the middle.
And he helped Lex build the suit.
Yes.
I want to have the suit in my version of the DC universe because I want there to be a moment where we see the classic Lex in the purple and green armor versus Clark.
We're saying a lot of good things right now, and I have a feeling that somebody's going to listen to this and watch it and be like, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna take these notes. Somebody in the writer's room is gonna copy what we're saying, and we're gonna watch one of these movies and like.
I remember saying that.
I know I said. Did I say that? I think we said this a long time ago. Who stole my idea? Because I think that's gonna happen. I think that's gonna happen. Honestly, the way these. I'm glad we're not a SAG actor, SAG writer, because we can get right now.
No.
We couldn't do that. I'm glad at the moment.
Listen,
but
you know what I always thought about? So DC, I don't think people realize the properties DC owns.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize, and that DC has.
I don't think DC realizes the property they own.
Because you want to do something real crazy. You want to bring some people to HBO Max or the Max. What if you build? Hear me out now. The Milestone streaming universe.
They don't want to do that.
Could you imagine that?
No, they're not going to do that. They don't want no.
And here's
how long it took them to get to it took them so long to even want to do a static project, like which is I believe is still trying to work on because what's his name, Michael B. Jordan is producing it and everything. I still think that's in the project, that's in the wing, but I don't know, especially now I don't know. But
I have two names.
That's a big thing
to run that Milestone streaming division.
Two
names to do it.
Okay.
Jordan Peele.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. You already got it right. Shit. You already
Donald Glover.
Shit.
Based off of Atlanta. Could you imagine Donald Glover crafting an Atlanta style show for any of like the characters from that, and then Jordan Peele adding the comedy, because I want this to be gritty and funny, but I really want it to be like, this is America. Like, we have minority superheroes, but now we really have minority superheroes.
No, think Icon. You get Icon to be the first one.
Hold on. You just gave me an idea.
Oh.
You're a genius. What if our universe doesn't have a Superman?
And Icon be the first one? He basically is Superman. Oh my god. Oh wait, hold up. I'm really thinking about it as it's really hitting me right now.
Because they've done a black Superman in Earth.
No. But this is all coming. But yeah, they did a black Superman in Earth too. But the thing is, we know about that Superman because we had an original Superman, the white boy. So you tell me, you would say the first, like, he'll still be around, he'll still show up, but he'd be the second guy with similar powers. He won't be the main guy. He won't be the prototype. He won't be the architect, the blueprint of like, oh, so he won't be the one that you relate to, like, oh, so you're like Superman? No, it'd be like Superman show up, be like, oh, so you're like Icon then.
You know what Icon would be?
What?
Isaiah Bradley. Because Icon, if anybody who's read Milestone Comics, when they did the Icon backstory, Icon has been on Earth since slavery days.
Yeah. And he's seen a lot.
Could you imagine a movie?
Yeah.
Or an episode of Milestone TV?
I'm already getting chills. And I ain't even a real thing yet. One day.
It's all slavery. So it's Icon being bound by slaves. Could you imagine this is the first scene. It's him against the X getting whipped. And each whip is a flashback of his childhood leading up to this point, with the end of the episode being him in current time telling his sidekick Rocket about what he went through. As she asks him, why do you stay in the community with all the gifts that you have? How come you're just still here? And he's like, because this is what I went through. And you do it like how they did that shit up in Watchmen.
I was just thinking Watchmen. I'll literally get out of my head because I was just thinking about Mr. Manhattan. I literally just think about Mr. Manhattan, the fact that he chose a black man body instead of anybody else.
Even when they talk about the first superhero was the black guy who was the Hood. Who they didn't know he was black until.
Yeah. Damn, this is good. Okay. All right, so we hit something. We hit something. We got something there. I really like the idea of Icon. Honestly, God, you would hit so many areas and you would get so many people mad because of that. And that would be great.
I would make it be similar to the experience of being a black person watching Roots or a white person watching Roots for the first time.
Right.
Just that, like, in your face. I know people are going to be sending me hate mail as soon as the episodes drop. And here's how I would drop the episodes. I would make it a full 24 episode season. Weekly drops. I would go to the weekly model because I feel like shows are better weekly.
Yes.
With, you know how they do the specials?
Yeah.
We would do specials during the series. So you would have a Black History Month special on Icon, your black superhero.
Right.
And if I really want to fuck with people, really wanted to put the screws to it.
Yeah.
What if Icon was around for longer? Now, I know what you're thinking. So, Honja, how long? What if he and two other of his friends were following a star to go visit a baby? Check this out. To go visit a baby. In exchange for bringing gifts to this baby, they all receive an awakening of their true powers. There's these aliens that have been on the planet forever, but they don't realize they've been on this planet because once they crash, all their memory was been wiped out. So they just been on this planet as people, wondering why their friends are dying before they do, wondering why their loved ones are sticking around and they're staying the same. They go see the baby. The baby itself is an alien. It awakens 3 men. The first one is Icon.
Mm-hmm.
Icon stays on Earth. The second one, Darkseid, who leaves Earth.
I knew it.
The third one?
It's a Green Lantern, ain't it?
No. The third one is a comic book character. I think the third one is a comic book character who's supposed to be the version of God for the DC universe. I think his name is He Who's Above All or something like that.
Okay.
But he's the third one. They all have taken different advantages of how to correct the atrocities they now realize they've gone through while they were on Earth. Icon is trying to rebuild the community, so he stays on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He Who's Above All is trying to change it on a constant, on an overall scale, and allow people to have their choice in it. Kind of like, I'm going to let you stumble, but I'm going to help you every once in a while. Darkseid wants the anti-life theorem because he believes that the world is shit. And the only way for you to save the world is to destroy the world.
You know what? And I'm thinking too, Icon, they could ask Icon, hey, like Rocket, be like, Icon, you could have chosen to be anybody. You could change to be if you want to. And you went through all that, but why stay being black? Why did you stay? He's like, he could be like, I chose to identify with the strongest, most passionate being on planet. The strongest, with the rebellious soul, but the heart and this and that. And that would be a black person because they had to deal with so much. Slavery and the beatings and all that, all the way, to this day. So he related so much to that struggle but you still persevere to keep going and stuff, even though things were not handed to you. That's why he chose to keep his icon of himself stay black, because it's, that's what he relates to.
Running with that, since he's been around for such a long time, you make him a part of every pivotal black moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on the scene when Martin gets shot. He's in the crowd when Malcolm gets shot. He's on the bus with Rosa Parks. That's how Rocket finds out who he is.
But he knows he can't intervene.
Yes.
With certain actions. So
which is why he's there, but he's not.
Yes. That's why he stayed. When he was a slave, he couldn't just break out, because he would freak everybody out. He would, not just the, he could beat up the slave owners and all that, but he would freak out his own people.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. So.
Okay.
It's not the fact that he would freak out his own people. He made himself submissive because he was scared of what they would do if they found out who he was, and then start thinking that everybody else was like that. He has the weight of preventing a genocide on his shoulders. And then the reason why he becomes background is because I took this responsibility on for you all, and this is what you've done with yourselves. So he's jaded and grizzled, and it takes someone like Rocket to make him want to be an actual superhero.
And it's just like what is it? He's jaded and grizzled because he's saying like, God had all this, but yet you chose this. You could have done this, but you chose that. Not all of you, but a lot of you are choosing this and that. Well, and he's noticing others around him that doesn't look like them are prospering, and looking at other cultures coming to the land and prospering and doing things. And he's looking at certain people that are just taking handouts, but he was there since day one.
You know what
what it was like. What?
the episode of South Park. I'm not South Park. The episode of the Boondocks.
With Martin Luther King?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that too. I was just thinking the same. I was literally thinking that, but it's just like, yes, you have that situation of Martin Luther King seeing what's gone down after he passed, and it's like, what the hell is going on? This is not what I fought for. This is not we're like basically this. I fought for nothing. I died for nothing. Yeah, you did this good. This is nice over here. But the majority of this is BS over here.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't we over here? Why ain't we? This is what I was hoping, but we're not that. And that's what the icon should be. Like he could be that person. He could be that right there. He could be that icon for all that stuff.
If we're going with the icon thing, okay. So people, I know we jump from one thing to another, but if we're now making icon the cornerstone. Icon coming to terms with himself and becoming a superhero and releasing the locks he put on himself to establish his power. The near energy shockwave from that is what created the big bang that happened in the Dakota verse that gave all the other people, because you find out that these people are lineages of the aliens that came before. It took Icon getting awakened by baby Jesus to gain his powers, and then for everybody else, it took baby Jesus' representative Icon to wake up, and boom, and now you have all these other people, and we're building Static to be the next Icon.
Okay, and you know what? This is why I never thought. This is why we never got to. I always thought about this. Is why they never did it. Okay, now Superman was created by two little Jewish boys.
Yep.
Why did they never make a part of? Yeah, you want to make him American and all that stuff, and all that stuff, which is fine, great. But make him more different. Why not make him Jewish? Like, even though he's an alien, but his parents are Jewish. But he has more understanding of a struggle. Like, he learned about the Holocaust. He learned about these other things. So yeah, he's not too much of a person on the farm that just on the outside not knowing too much, still learning.
Are we doing it? We're doing this today. We're doing this tonight.
Let's go. We go.
Okay.
Honestly, we should have more diversity in the DC universe. Like, how Kathleen Kennedy want to make Star Wars all female, which is bullshit to me. I really hate that shit because it's pissing me off. I hate. That's another story. But I love females, but I hate that lady, Kathleen Kennedy.
But we do have diversity.
Yeah, but you know what? We can switch it up. Because why wasn't I love the story of Superman, not of the creation of these two little boys that were friends in school that like to draw, like to create. They're creative people, like to do all these things, and their bond, their friendship over making something, creating something that was pure and honest, and true and just beautiful. That they built their friendship around it, and they made this character. But why haven't we already, even though the creators are Jewish kids, why did we ever makes the parents Jewish, even though he's already an alien?
Let's deconstruct this. So let's Superman is a representation of Jesus. Let's just get it out the way. People hate to talk about it, but he's a
representation of immigrants because he's an alien.
Yes. So now here's the thing. Jesus looks like me and you. I don't give a fuck if you get offended, get offended. The region he comes from.
I believe he's an anamorph.
If you read the book and the region he comes from, I am sorry. He looks like my man Aki Way from the Aki chopped cheese sandwiches more than he looks like Garrett from across the street. I'm sorry, just come get it.
I get it. I always thought, maybe it's just whoever looked at Like if you the
So,
way,
so you're saying he can't?
no, yeah, yeah, in a way, just as help, just whoever saw them, they saw themselves. Because think about it, when he say, like God made me in His image, and all that stuff. Now, why wouldn't if I saw Jesus, if he looks like me. I see him. He looks like me. Oh my God, I relate to this person.
Does
And
he?
somebody else who's white, orange,
Does
or
he?
whatever,
Does
they
he?
can like he looked like me.
Well, hold on.
Or she looks like me
Hold on.
because just to please everybody out there
Hold
too.
on. Here's where it gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Jesus, who is your savior,
Yeah.
is going to look like whoever you identify with as a savior.
Yeah.
So if you see Jesus and you've been trained that, oh God, I'm gonna sound so racist. Fuck it. The colonizers were seen as the people of power who decide life or death. Your vision of him is going to be of those people because that's who you see as people of power.
Yeah.
Who can say Superman in the same. This is why we mentioned this to bring it back to Superman. Superman is the same thing. Superman is a white superhero with no ethnic background because at the time, all the heroes, all the saviors in media in all forms were all pure white guys. John Wayne, Dick Tracy, all of them had a thing. Think about it. Batman is from Gotham. Gotham is an urban city. Are you telling me in Gotham,
yeah,
he wouldn't be more urban? I don't know if you guys have ever been to an urban city. There's no mansions on the outskirts of the city. I live in Hartford. There's no mansions. You gotta go to West Hartford. Outskirts of Hartford. And
what is the outskirts? What is the outskirts? What is that?
Have outskirts. Cities don't really have outskirts.
I just wondering, what the hell is an outskirt? Like I've never seen one. Like just out of this, like if you just go like 11 miles that way, you just get lost and there's just a bunch of roads and there's nothing there.
You have to go to the suburbs. So you're telling me that Gotham is really a suburb because it has a countryside outskirt.
Yes.
Then I can believe, but come on. So Alfred is a butler, and he's not black? A rich white family having a non-black butler? Come on. The orphan kid that's still in the hubcaps off the sides? I hate to be stereotypical. He's not black? What? Now, you're telling me this is a world where Lucius Fox can be an intelligent black guy who could run a company and come up with amazing technology. Is in the inner city. So you're telling me he didn't experience the same things as a Batman or Bruce Wayne would have experienced and then take his knowledge to become that savior. Let's think about that. Just think about the dynamics of that. Because Lucius Fox and Batman, same intelligence. If we're looking realistically, probably could make the same amount. Family could make the same amount of money. 9 times out of 10, if he's been in the hood, same trauma.
You know what? I'm thinking. I'm really thinking about all the Alfreds that we don't have. I mean, Alfreds, so Robins.
We've never had a black Robin.
Like I get.
Actually, the only time we had a black Robin. Here's the fucked up thing. This is what pisses me off about DC. The only time we got a black Robin was when they had that Robin Army storyline. But
we all Robin.
He was a Robin that wasn't recognized by Batman because he was being led by I think it was Tim Drake, or it was Tim Drake or Damian that were leading the group of Robins.
Yeah.
And then when he finally got recognized as, there's some fucked up shit. I want you to think about this because I don't know if you thought about this. So Duke, who was the only black person to become Robin, when he finally got recognized by Batman, wasn't Robin, he became Signal.
Right.
So here's the fucked up shit. All the Robins wore bright colors while Batman wore dark colors so he can hide. Fuck with me. Duke, the black man in Gotham, an urban dark city wore a bright fucking yellow suit.
Okay.
Think of that now. He wore a bright yellow fucking suit.
At night.
At night.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the suit though. It looks dope. I just never thought about the scheme of it at night. I didn't think about that part.
So if you Batman, you got Duke on your side.
Shoot him. I'm gonna just go in the darkness. Whew.
I mean, it's
I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see where you're going. We can go over this so much about the shit with stuff with DC.
This could be an ongoing series, a monthly series.
It's just annoying to see what we've gotten so far. Like this year alone, I have been like disenfranchised is the word.
You're in fatigue.
Yeah, I think I may have hit that superhero fatigue that they talk about, which is weird. But because I'm just like it just hit the point where I'm like I just don't give a shit anymore. Like,
well,
and I hate that because I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that movie.
Yes.
That was a great movie to me. It made me cry. I laughed my ass off. It was one of the best Star Wars movies I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, one of the best, hands down, one of the best trilogies of Star Wars ever to be made, and it wasn't even Star Wars. But what is it? But with the other movies, like the TV shows and stuff right now with Marvel, so lackluster, so blah. I try to go with high expectations, low expectations, a little bit of expectations, and every time I've been disappointed in a way.
Well, you gotta look at it. We went from a point where we rarely got anything comic book based outside of cartoons and video games, right?
True.
To now, there is so much superhero content out there. And it's not even, so what's the best way to put it? It's just, hey, I saw something like this work. I have a character sort of like this, and let's throw it against the wall. So now we're getting Marvel went from doing 2 movies a year. Remember when Marvel was doing 2 movies a year? In first phase?
I almost want to go back to that. I pretty much want to go back to that because I feel like Marvel is becoming DC in a way with trying to rush shit. And it's like, did y'all forget where we came from? Did y'all forget? Did y'all really forget how we started this whole thing? It took us 10 years, y'all. We took 10 years to get here. And we ended things beautifully. We did it, y'all. We did it. Now we can't be just trying to replicate that within two years and shit. We're not DC, y'all. Why are we trying to be DC? We don't have to be.
You want to hear something scary?
What? I'm here.
I don't believe this, but this came to my head as you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
What if all the Marvel movies were really this bad? Now hear me out. We didn't realize it because we went so long without getting it that it made us appreciate what we got.
No, that's still good. No. No. No, that's cat. That's cat. No. Nah. Nah.
You taking that one?
Nah. No, I'm not taking that. No, I'm not. I would not take that at all. I'm not taking. That is not a hot take for me. No. Okay. I watched before I went to go see this third Guardians of the Galaxy. I went back and watched the first 2. I watched the first 2 movies, and a matter of fact, I remember to this day watching the second one. I barely remember watching the second one because I was working so much at the time, and I was with my friends, and I fell out in and out of sleep in that because I went straight from doing two shifts And then I went and met up with the guys and go to see that movie like probably around 11 o'clock that night. And I was gone. Dude, I was gone. I don't remember most of it. I just remember like the party, like the beginning a little bit, the middle, and like where Yondu like, hey y'all, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. And then I passed out again. I don't remember shit about that movie. I had to watch it again. And then I realized, oh God, this is not that bad. This was a pretty good movie. I like this movie. I watched it the whole way through. I was like, okay, this is really good. And I was prepared for the third one. And when I watched the third one, along with already seeing the scenes and knowing every part from the Infinity stuff, it hit so hard with that third movie that I was like, oh man, I was done. I was
let me ask you this.
But then, wait, hold up. But then, and that's when you have this is because you got a good director. I fucking love James Gunn. I love that man. I love him to death since Slither, since all that stuff. I watched the first two Ant-Man movies. All right, the first two Ant-Man movies were during the time of the Infinity Saga. We was all in there. They were great. I love the heist films. I love them all. Then I get this third Ant-Man movie during this part of this shit that they call Phase 87. You know, after the pandemic. This total bullshit. Like, I love the story of Ant-Man in the first two movies. Where they went with this one, they try to do too much with this third one, where it's like, no, he's a lower level tier guy. You don't need to big him up. Keep him where he was at. You're putting him up here when he should stay here. He don't need to go nowhere else. Keep him where he's at and build for a little bit at a time for there and give him a different person and just keep it there. Just keep it there. You don't need to do too much. He's gonna give you what you need. He's gonna put a heart. He's gonna put a smile in your heart, a smile on your face, and you know you're gonna walk around. You're gonna walk out that theater with a little pep in your step because you saw a good movie. It was fun. It was loving. But no, did I like it? No, I did. I hated the daughter. She was annoying. I hated her. Why do all the teenagers in the Marvel movies now gotta have freaking Chuck Taylors? What is with that? I don't know. Did we forget? There's other sneakers out there. There's other sneakers than Chuck Taylors. Well, every person gotta wear Chucks.
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
What did Converse ever do to you?
No, but I'm saying Converse is good. The Converse is good, but everybody gotta wear Converse. Miss Marvel wore Converse. The little girl, this girl, and this one's wearing Converse. The little boy from what is it? What other kids in the other movies recently and these Marvel stuff? They're all wearing Converse. Do y'all got a secret deal going on with Converse? I don't know. But wait, hold up. But I would say, other than those little parts, I hated what they did. I hate it what they did with MODOK. That was some bullshit. That was straight bullshit. I love everything else with my boy playing what's his name? He who should remains, all that.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors kills everything. I'm behind that man 100%. Whatever he does, that man deserved all the flowers of the world. And I hated that. I think some of that movie got hindered because of the legal stuff that was going on, which is all bullshit too. But still, he's great in that role. And then, but at the same time, you just kind of like forgot that it was an Ant-Man movie. It started to look like Spy Kids 3D. And then Michelle Pfeiffer, who's still hot by the way, she never gave you an answer why this is going on. Like, what was?
They
come
clapped.
On now.
They clapped. You know they clapped.
Yeah, we know. She is that we know that. You know that the woman got needs. We know that. We seen that. That's why you think my boy was like, come on, we could do this together. He was ready to take her with him. He was like, come on, sweet cheeks. All right, well, let's do that thing we did the other day. Remember that? You gonna remember? We could do that forever. But no, she didn't do that. So and then we had all the alien stuff going on. It was just so much going on in that movie that I'm like, what happened to our old crew? I miss my crew. Where Ti at? Where's my crew? And we don't get none of that stuff. We get all the explosions and just all these special effects. It just didn't. It's a grounded character that we should have had. And the thing about Ant-Man is great is that he could just shrink and grow taller. It looks dope in the real world, but when you put him in a CGI world, he just doesn't stand out.
All right, so
he just doesn't. And then you just have all the rest of this extra crap going on, and that you're speeding away with.
This is why.
Go ahead.
All right,
don't even get me started on Moon Knight. That man should have had more.
I'm gonna address your issues. I'm gonna address everybody's issues.
Oh, by the way, I have officially cut my ties with Disney Plus. Okay, just letting y'all know this.
Here's why you shouldn't.
I cut my ties. No. I know why I did it. No, I'm jaded.
I know why you did it.
I'm hurt.
I know why you did it. But there are things. Okay, so let me put a PSA out. So the problem with Disney Plus is Disney Plus doesn't advertise their good shit. They advertise their shit. So if you guys still have Disney Plus, there are two things I want you to go watch. One is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yep.
Produced by my man Larry Fishburne, supporting Black man, and it's a good show. And it's one of the things that Marvel stopped doing that they do it in this series. Marvel was good. Well, not just take chances, but the overall storyline wasn't overbearing. Mm-hmm. When you watch Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, those technically outside of end credit scenes existed in their own little pocket.
Yeah.
Captain America, first one.
Love that one.
Existed in its own pocket. Civil War existed in its own pocket. And Winter Soldier technically existed in its own pocket with end credit scenes, that kind of bits and pieces. The Avengers, the first one, that was your big storyline movie. Age of Ultron had nothing to do with that. Technically, had nothing to do with that storyline, but had repercussions because of Sokovia Accords, and then you had your end credit thing.
Yeah.
Marvel, when they decided to go heavy on the storyline, is when they lost everybody. Ant-Man had to become a bigger superhero because they had to fit Kang in there. And the only technically real way you're supposed to fit Kang in there is if you have him with the Fantastic Four. You don't have the Fantastic Four. The only people who you can play with is Ant-Man, because on some off chance you mentioned the quantum realm, and that was a big thing. So that was your gateway. The problem with that is, like you said, he's a base level hero. Actually, you know what? Let me take that back. You could have did Ant-Man that way and did it better. The problem is you wanted him to win. You have Ant-Man go through the same thing Hawk did when Hawk went against Thanos. You have him go try to stop Kane and get his ass lumped up. And Kane bet. Okay.
You know what? Honestly, I was hoping, and I hate to say it, but I think the thing that would have made that movie better is if we lost Ant-Man. If he died. If he had died in that movie, I don't want to see. I hate that. I love Paul Rudd, but he actually did pass. He died in that movie, fighting for the Crosser Realm and to save Earth and everything in his own thing. And then you get his daughter, who is going to become her old hero, but she learned from him, and then she talked to her grandfather, knew her grandfather and everything. She becomes a better person, more likable person, honestly, if they can make her a better character. But he had to be that person that dies because we like him so much. It'd be different from a Natasha Romanoff situation where we're like, oh shit, she died. No, this is somebody we actually like. And if you did that, it would up the stakes for Kang, who's like, oh shit, he is really showing. Oh, he's he's showing up. He's coming. You know, he actually is coming. He killed Ant-Man. Ant-Man's gone. He ain't coming back. There ain't no stones. Those stones are paperweights. They ain't coming back. There ain't no be no snap to bring them back. There ain't no be no blip. He's gone. That would have been the only saving grace if they did that.
You know what? You know what? We're gonna have to do a segment where it goes Honja fixes comic books. This is what we do. I like your idea.
Yep.
But you don't kill Ant-Man.
You break a leg, take a leg or something. He's an ant.
He dies in the movie.
Take a leg.
But in Loki, say season 3. So Ant-Man dies in Ant-Man and the Quantumania, right?
Yeah.
Ant-Man dies keeping Kane there. You have him do the sacrifice. That's how you end that movie. You have him do the sacrifice.
Right.
You have him do the sacrifice. He dies. Like you said, Cassie goes on, they become a great hero, Young Avengers, all that la. So Loki happens. Loki, my boy Short Round from Indiana Jones.
Okay. Yep.
You have him have a little pager. Right? Because they always have the retro stuff inside Loki. Exactly. Every time you see him in a scene, when he's getting ready to talk, he's always interrupted by his pager going off. And he looks down and it always says help. It always says help. Nothing else. You don't know where it's coming from. You just have that be his thing. Mm-hmm. Every time. Help. When you start the multiverse saga, the 2-movie block that they have set, you figure out who's been sending the help messages. It was Ant-Man. Ant-Man, using some of the technology from the blown up base, was able to send a message, but he wasn't powerful enough to get out. So he's just been sending the message out there. And for some reason, the TVA just has that, because they're stuck in Retroland, they just have that thing. You have him come back in the multiverse saga. Right. Not to save the day, but to reveal how they almost stopped him, which causes, in the second movie, the heroes to come up with a way to permanently stop him. That way, you keep him ground level. He gets his ass whooped. He's going to get his ass whooped. He shouldn't be able... Listen, Jonathan Majors looks like a skinny hawk. There's no way Paul Rudd is throwing fists with Jonathan. My man curb stomped his helmet. He's not getting up from that. I'm sorry. So you have.
Did you see the man in Creed 3? I mean, come on, man. That man was sheesh.
So you have him go through that. So you have him. He's still a baseline hero who doesn't save the day, but have information to start to save the day. What I would do is, though, if people are gonna look at me crazy, I would cut the appearance of Kane from the next few years of movies until we get closer to the multiverse saga. What they did with Thanos is you didn't see Thanos that much building up to the Infinity War. You saw him in the end credit, but in Iron Man 1, 2, 3, outside of the end credit, you didn't see him. Captain America 1, 2, 3, outside the end credit, you didn't see him. Thor 1, 2, 3, outside the end credits, you didn't see him. The Avengers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, outside the end credits, you didn't see him. Strange, you didn't see him. All the movies, if you look at all the movies, you didn't see him until they were ready to build up for the Infinity War and Endgame, and then you got all the Thanos that you needed. Okay. That way, if something does happen with Jonathan Majors, hopefully something does it. Him being away, you can always bring a variant in to explain that, and then if it does come out that everything's clear and he's free, you can bring him back in the Kang Dynasty.
And also,
one true Kang.
What's his name never died too from Guardians.
Yeah.
And he can always come back. Not the Collector, but
High Evolutionary.
Yes, and he could come back bigger and badder too.
So listen, I mean, listen.
I love that actor too. He's a good actor.
He did it. You know where he's from? Peacemaker.
I know that. Yeah, I love him on Peacemaker. I was, matter of fact, I was hurt. You know what? Spoiler. I was hurt when he was a little alien. He died. I was hurt. I was visibly hurt. I was like, I was shocked that I was gonna be feeling sorry for this little weird alien thing that I seen. I'm like, what? Oh no, he died. Oh man! Like even though I know he's sick, even though I know he took over somebody's body, as a host and all that stuff. But I'm like, come on, man. He was just a nice guy. He was a nice little alien. He's,
here's how he fixed the Marvel Universe. You relegate Kang to Loki and then post credit scenes. You make me want to see him. They made me want to see Thanos. Okay. I wanted to see Thanos in the first few phases. Like when you saw him go, when you saw to challenge the Avengers is to occur death. And he was like, oh really? And then the next one you saw, I guess I'll do it myself. And you're like, oh shit, we about to see. And then when they did Infinity War, you saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And he was there. You were like, yeah, do that with Kang. Now, how you fix the Marvel Universe? One, you have to go back to what got you to the dance, and to the dance was proving that your heroes can survive outside of an overlapping storyline. Miss Marvel and Moon Knight, were the closest to do it, but they were too scared to take a risk.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
With Miss Marvel, those bracelets, you know what I would have done? I would have connected those to the black guy from Eternals because they look like something he would have created.
That's another movie that
no. I'm not even. I'm just saying that's what they should have did.
I'm saying I did like Eternals here and there, but
it should have been a lot better.
It should have been. I love that the look of the cast. You have 10 diverse actors playing heroes, but the whole thing of like they were around but they couldn't intervene.
I just want to know a convincing reason of why they didn't step in. Because for those who don't know their comic book history, Thanos is an Eternal.
Yeah, but I love the contrast of what they did with that way. You can see what an Eater of Worlds will look like. Yes. I do love that.
Scale, they did good.
On the cosmic, yes.
I just don't like their reasoning because if Thanos isn't Eternal, and here's how they messed themselves up. If you wanted to have his brother Star Fox there, and you wouldn't have called Star Fox the Eternal, who's the brother of Thanos, you would have been straight. But once you mentioned that, and then earlier in the film they said they couldn't intervene. They can only intervene when an Eternal or a Deviant is involved. Now you fucked up because you just admitted that he was an Eternal, so you should have got involved. And it should have been 2 movies. One should have been their past, and then the rest should be them stepping up. Now, if I get off track, how you save the Marvel Universe is you go back to ground level. We just had the blip.
Okay.
All your main superheroes are gone. So why not spend these phases building up superheroes from the ground level? Do somewhat what you did with Hawkeye. I like Hawkeye. It wasn't the best. They should have made it more diehardish, but the remnants of the team trying to get out of that life and then training the next person.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to get this out of my system. Because I know this, my friend Daryl's he's going to be like, about time. And because he doesn't like this person. But I do. He's my hero. And nothing will never change. But I have to admit this. And I already admitted it a long time ago, but I'm going to say it publicly. The nail of the coffin to the DC universe that solidified everything to change, even more so, was Black Adam. I have to say it. Dwayne Douglas, The Rock Johnson. I'm not even sure your middle name is Douglas. Honestly, I don't know, but still, DJ. From one DJ to the next. Still my hero. still my tribal chief. You know, still the Beyonce of you're my Beyonce. The greatest to ever do it. But I have to say, Black Adam was not it. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. Because I'd rather him take that L, but try to make him an anti-hero to actually make this man be who he really is, and that's a villain. Because if he did that, we would have had a dope ass Rock as a villain, but we also would have had a great Shazam sequel, sequel movie.
You know what? I will take your statement, your strong, supportive statement. I'll even take it deeper. The final nail in the coffin was Black Adam, but not in Black Adam the movie. Black Adam Shazam 1. If people who don't know the history, and Zachary Levi always talks about this,
they put that in there about Black Adam.
Black Adam is a Shazam supervillain.
Yeah.
Instead of having Superman as the end credit appearance in Shazam.
Yep.
You should have had Black Adam to establish Black Adam as Shazam's counterpart.
Should have been like an opening credit.
You should have had him come down. Shazam. You should have Shazam showing off in front of someone, and Black Adam come down and crack his melon.
Yeah.
And then your Shazam sequel will be Shazam Black Adam.
Yeah, because I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't have to be. Yeah, he didn't have to make this bad guy who's an established villain and try to make him an anti-hero. If you know what
he did?
He didn't have to do that.
My wrestling fans are gonna get mad at me. The Rock, CM Punk, DC.
Or would you say The Rock, Hulk Hogan, DC?
You could say he NWO DC.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He's a click. Because it's so funny. I go, if you would have played ball and would have been Shazam's villain, you still could have turned him to an anti-hero. You could have played the story out. He fights Shazam, becomes a good guy at the end, redeeming qualities. And I don't know. See, this is why I feel like actors who don't read comic books shouldn't do comic book movies. Black Adam is not a hero. He's not a villain. He's not an anti-hero. He is concerned about one thing. Mm-hmm. One thing. That is that kingdom. And his legion sway. You know what? Black Adam is Magneto, and that's how The Rock should have played.
I mean, that's what I can see now if they go with it with him staying in that area, and say Shazam show up or he hears about Shazam. But when I saw Shazam, it's just like this shit needed The Rock. This really needed to have Black Adam in it because that movie suffered a lot. It really suffered, and God, they could have did better with that movie. I love the new upgrades to the suit; those are dope. But they could have did a lot better. I like the aspect that the girl didn't have to have Mary Marvel is her name. She didn't have to have another actress play her as being older because she's older now. She just gets the powers, which is good. So because it solved that issue with this kid keep transforming to Zachary Levi, and Zachary Levi is never playing the character the way the kid played him, and it is like this is bullshit.
Also, Shazam 2 started the disturbing trend of Wonder Woman as nothing more than
a sex symbol, than the
not
cameo.
Even a sex symbol, a cameo superhero.
Yeah,
she's a cameo superhero now. She started off as a cameo superhero, got her own movie.
Okay,
killed it. They fucked it up on the second one, and then she went cameo the rest of the way.
So we're not going to mention the fact that the best friend on the crutches, right, is dating 100,000-year-old woman, right?
No, just like we're not going to mention Superman Returns, where they turn Superman into a deadbeat dad stalker.
Now we're not gonna mention that part.
Nah.
But we're not gonna. But we're not gonna mention the part where we actually seen and was witness to the atrocity that is Wonder Woman 84, when she took advantage of that young male, took advantage of him, but on his will. He didn't even know it was him. He was not even knowing that it was him.
If it was reversed and it was a male superhero doing that to a girl, it would have been
over.
Firestorm.
Over. But since
don't do it. 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 Because you know, once you let those words slip out your mouth, you know what is going to happen. You know the storm that will come with it. You got cap it. Let's cap it.
I'm a realist. I'm just a realist. That's all.
I mean, we all know. Like, listen.
I just want things to be equal. Okay, I want everything to be equal. I just said it. That's all.
It will never be.
But, it will never be that way. Shoot. But still, like, we had that situation. But I mean, man. It was just so prominent in Shazam. I was like, and the mom and dad was like fine with it though. It was like, yeah, she looks like a high schooler, but she's really a grown woman that's older than everybody.
DC has a history
older than anybody there.
As we just discussed, DC has a questionable history. Okay, listen, you have a billionaire picking little boys off the street like groceries. Okay. DC has
he's saving their lives, sir. He's saving their. Why is every white kid on the streets of Gotham and you never see any black kids?
Listen, Batman is a superpowered version of I'm just waiting to be on Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen. That's all he is. I hate to say it like that, but in any other situation, if I was a rich man and I was just picking little boys off, I just
got the idea. I just got a thought in my head, like. Everybody's wearing these bright colors and they get shot or killed, whatever. And then you got kids running out the streets. It's not that you got kids running out, not being in the street life because they don't want to get, dealt with by Batman or whatever, trying to, commit crimes. They're not trying to be out in the streets because they don't want Batman to show up and try to save their life. And they don't want to be recruited to be the next child hero to get shot.
Maybe
they don't want to get that. They don't want to. As soon as they see that, they see that light up in the air, like, oh, he ain't picking me up today. You're like,
maybe that's why there's no Black Robins, because black people are always the people.
Be calm.
We're done. We're good.
Oh no, God. I want to get one of those black ones, but they keep going. They keep leaving.
They keep running.
What's that? Oh, I guess I get this one over here. He's in the trash can. What's your name? Kevin? Your name Kevin? Mike? All right, you're Robin now. Like, like you get a job. You get a job for a week because you may not last a full fucking month. So your safety and everything lies in if you can stay alive or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a stipend.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you an interesting question. Because I don't think I've heard people talk about this. So right now we're in superhero fatigue. I mean, it's safe to say, from animation all the way down, we're in superhero fatigue. What if DC decided to switch the game up and instead of doing superhero movies, because they have, like I said, sometimes DC doesn't realize people don't realize they have. What if they became a horror company? What if you switch? Just because you have superheroes don't mean you have to shoot superhero movies. You have Man-Thing,
Swamp Thing,
The House of Mystery. Oh yeah, Swamp Thing.
But you can do all that. You can do that.
Well, why not focus on that instead of coming out with your normal, typical? Now, I think the problem is every company that has a superhero IP wants to do a superhero style movie. The thing that I like the most, one of the best things I've seen Disney do after Endgame was Werewolf by Night.
I knew you was gonna say that, yeah.
Because it's such a just like old school horror movie with characters that fit, and it's something that stands alone with little references here and there, but it's a standalone project and it's different. We haven't seen anything like Werewolf by Night since. And DC has they technically have, like you said, Swamp Thing, House of Mysteries, Sandman, Lucifer,
Constantine.
Please don't bring that up. Please don't bring that up. Please don't bring that up. I'm so disgusted with how they handled Constantine.
I mean,
especially since Keanu Reeves, who was in the original movie, which was
wants to play him again,
and said he was willing. And this is a hot commodity, Keanu Reeves, fresh off of some dope cyberpunk and John Wick action, and you're just like,
yeah, but you know what? I still never seen the first one. My only recollection of Constantine is like the DC Universe movies, DC animated movies, and the TV show, which I love the actor playing him because he looks like Constantine.
Yeah,
so
he has the look.
Yeah, and he played him really well. He's a good actor.
But the movie, you know what? One day, you know what we have to do for your channel? A watch along.
Oh, that is something I've been wanting to do for quite a long time.
A Constantine watch along would be
like, I'm trying to figure out how, like, I guess you would watch it at the same time.
So from the ones I've been a part of, you would the app, whatever app you're using, you can watch whatever you're watching it on. You would say, hey, we're gonna start at this time frame now, and everybody will push on play. You wouldn't see the screen, but you would do your commentary to it, and then people can watch. It's just like someone's watching along with you, and you can. It could be done. I mean, it's popular. A lot of people.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. You know what? That sounds like a good idea that I would like to explore more about that. Because I even started, because I know I want to do. I know I will have ideas of doing a commentary on some Power Rangers stuff that I know I'm gonna do with my buddy Matthew. We just got to get the schedule going.
You guys got to do the Dark Power Rangers trailer.
It's a lot of Power Rangers out there.
There's a lot of Power Rangers stuff.
The bloodline of the grid, which is out there, which is great, which is humongous. But it's so much now. Even with theirs, it's like so many new Power Ranger fan stuff. So I was just like, I want to keep it with just like the first couple movies. Maybe like the first three movies, those three movies, and
you don't want to do the new one that came out.
Oh no, that's the third one I'm talking about. Yeah, three movies. Okay. Those 2017, and then also the what is it? The specials, like the Forever Reds and Always Forever ones. Sure. Some of those easier ones, whatever. Do commentary on those, which will be fun to do. I thought about those, but definitely the watch along is good because especially I think I saw like even the Power Rangers movies on Tubi. So you get like, hey y'all, we're gonna hop on Tubi. We're gonna watch it all at the same time. That type of thing.
Would you do some of the original Power Ranger stuff? The Japanese.
What, the Sentai? The Super Sentai?
Yeah.
Like, I will watch them. Yeah, I will watch them.
Because I feel like it would be an interesting contrast to try to see the difference between the two and then pick out where the American version used scenes from the Japanese version for the actual scene.
Just about every episode of a lot of shit, or like, this is the morphin for this person, or this is this scene. Yeah, those are all like great stuff. It's just trying to make sure people want to watch it. Especially I will try to find out the right days for watch-alongs. Who's gonna be home. I'm not trying to do it on a Saturday night where everybody's gone. Like maybe on a Saturday afternoon, but
True.
where people are chilling, whatever. That's probably more creative about it. But like a Saturday night doing work, it's all about trying to figure out the the whole trying to view. Just it's all just doing research. Pretty much, it's trying to. That's it. We're just doing
Trying to
research.
figure out the algorithm. That's all.
The algorithm. Yeah, the algorithm. How all that thing goes. Because those are something I want to do. I already know I'm about to do some music Mondays. BearatNight Music Mondays, just to have like little.
I want in on any wrestling.
Okay.
It. We haven't done it.
Yes, I know.
Interesting takes. It's
I
know. We need to talk about.
I know. It wasn't. Matter of fact, today was, speaking of wrestling, today was Bray Wyatt's funeral. I believe Thursday was the funeral, which rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. That dedicated episode was last week. We did. Oh, sorry. We filmed it last week, but is out this week. And this episode will be for the following. But yeah, one of the best. And I've been watching. I've been trying to be back and forth on the website of the WWE website just to see if they're gonna put that mask back up. I've been refreshing quite a few times.
You may have to go through those underground channels that you got.
I've been trying the whole time. Like I've been going back and forth, and right now they put the plastic looking theme mask. That's like $14. I want the $50 one. That I should have bought 2 years ago.
What we did the shoe?
No, matter of fact, that mask didn't even show up yet. That mask wasn't even out yet. That mask didn't show up till about a couple months later or something like that. And already at the time, that was like, oh, I'm cutting my hair. That was the whole reason why I didn't buy the first time when it was on sale a while back. And I was like, I'll cut my hair. This is only for cosplay. Yeah, I'm done. My hair, I'm not doing lots anymore right now. Probably for some few years. Fast forward to like 2-3 years later now, and I tried to find some stuff when he got fired, and at the time, and I tried to get as much as I could that was on the site, and I got my figurines and stuff like that, but they didn't have the mask. Matter of fact, I think was the mask. No, the mask wasn't up there. So now, after this is going on, I hope, especially if they want the proceeds to go to the family, I hope they do put that up there.
But because they get iffy about that. They're iffy about when they, especially if they're nervous that them doing that may overpower.
No, but you know what? People been wanting that theme mask ever since Brady came back. They would at least have, if he's not doing it, but can we get that theme mask though? Like, I want that mask still.
If they're smart, they'll do a package mask, the Fiend mask, the Burt Fiend mask, and the Uncle Howie mask.
No, we don't need the Burt Fiend mask.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
I don't need that.
You know what I want to see you do?
Oh Lord!
Since you've already done the Fiend.
Yeah.
Since the beard is nice and fluffy now.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I want to see you do.
These are Honja's wild takes right now. These are Honja's wild ideas.
See, normally
is wild ideas.
Normally I do something wild. This one is a little bit more calm.
Okay, y'all. Y'all witness to this.
I want to see you do.
Okay.
Follow the Buzzards, Bray Wyatt.
Yo, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad because I've been thinking about it. As more as like, I just need to find a hat, get a little Hawaiian shirt. Yo, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
Because that means you've done two of the two of the four main looks. Because if you do that one, you've done the Fiend, and then you just need to do Fire Fun House. Yeah. And then how he was before he passed away. And then you would have the whole line.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
I was looking at that fedora. So like, ooh, what can I find? Those fedora hats to find those little hats like to
I
wear.
will find one for you if it need to be.
My thing is my head, just like to make sure it fits my head. I need the right size, make sure, because I don't know. I never bought one of those. I don't know what they come in sizes, or they just every time I see it, it looks like one size fits all, and it never fits me because I'm not all.
We gotta find a rocket chair for you.
It's like one size fits all, but not you. That's what it's always to me.
We'll get you
but the Hawaiian shirts though.
The Hawaiian shirt. You gotta wear the black.
Yes, the little glove.
Yeah, and then we gotta get you the rocket chair and the lantern.
I said it last week. That I didn't realize until I listened to some stuff. One of the influences for Bray Wyatt at that time was probably Terrence Howard. He was like, "Hey man, let me talk to you, man. Okay."
Terrence Howard is a source.
Hey man, because you think about it, when he was in that stage in that era, he was saying a lot of mains. He didn't say man. He said, "Hey man,
it's because he had that.
Let me talk to you, man.
That's that.
Let me talk to you, man." He's saying, "My name is Bray Wyatt, man. Follow the buzzards, man."
Have you watched anything recently of Terrence Howard? Since he's gone
crazy? He's not crazy. He hasn't gone crazy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Have you watched the video? Have you watched the video of him
from what?
Trying to explain? So.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The stuff from years ago, right? From when he was still on Empire. Yes. But I look at it. He's so far ahead of us in his thinking that we not there yet. He unlocked another part of the brain that we haven't got there yet. He's probably using.
Are you saying right now, in front of everybody listening and watching, that you are co-signing Terrence Howard's train of thought? That's what it sounds like you're saying. I just want to make sure we get it officially.
Everyone is entitled. Everyone is entitled to their own thoughts and beliefs. Everyone is entitled.
We are asking,
I am a supporter of someone who believes in their own thoughts and stuff. Not necessarily I believe into it. I support their beliefs. You want to be able to know, hey, I may not jump off this roof with you, but I support you if you want to jump off this roof.
That's the route we go for. That's
what I would go for. I'm gonna let you know, hey, just before you jump off this roof, you might break your leg. Just letting you know, you might break your leg, you might die. But if this is what you truly want to do, if this is the world that you want to live in and the road that you want to walk down, you want to take these steps down these stairs to this other side, hey, I'm with you, bro. I am with you. I believe you. You 100% got my support. I just may not be over there with you, but I am still going to be a supporter. That's how I feel. I am going to be a supporter.
If you see Terrence Howard on this program, you now know what Terrence Howard.
I am a supporter. He is a phenomenal actor. He was in a lot of my classic stuff. He was in American Dream, the Jackson Story. He was there. He was in Sparks. He was in
mathematician?
I don't even like math, to tell you the truth. I hate math with a passion. You can tell me a lie, and I might just say, yeah, okay, that's facts, because it's math. I'm not going to test it. I'm not going to try to break my brain over it. But if you want to believe that, and if you want to go with that with math, and you want to say this and this is equal to this, I'm going to say, okay, that's true. Because obviously you did some type of research. I'm not going to do it. I will never do it because I hate math that much. Therefore,
you ask a question and they respond with, "I don't even like that." That's when you know, the underlying currents in this situation.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't like math. Me and math have never been friends. Okay.
I think Terrence Howard shares the same feeling.
But but hey, he might know how to do his timetables and his equations and all that more than I can. And you know what? I will believe anything that man tells me when it comes to math. Because you know what? I'm not going to do research. That's how much I believe him in that era. Because I'm like, okay, obviously you know something that I don't. Because I'm not going to
Anybody
do the work.
who is listening to this and not watching this, he has his phone out and he was just looking up math terminologies to say
That
make
is
it more
wrong.
relatable.
That is wrong, people. Because like I said, I do not do research when it comes to math. I hate math with a passion. Like I said, me and math have never been friends. It's a love-hate relationship. Give me my paycheck, and I will do all the math that I need to do for that. But even when I'm at work, and people like ask me about the math, and when hey, sorry, that's not my job. Don't do that.
So, let me ask you this. This may be a faux pas for me, but do you mind if I ask you an ending question?
Yes.
That I think you would like.
Yes.
So this is for Marvel. You're
finish
a big
it out.
Head.
Yes. So far that they got me still.
If you had to swap out one Marvel Cinematic Character universe for another Marvel character that hasn't made a Cinematic Universe appearance, who would you swap out and why?
So swap out a Marvel character
So if you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe as it is right now, TV and movies,
right?
If you could swap out one person and replace them with another Marvel character that hasn't been on TV or in the movies, who would it be?
With a DC, right? With a DC character?
No.
Oh, just Marvel. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's I guess.
Marvel with Marvel.
So somebody that we already got with a different Marvel character that we don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
All right. Huh. Okay. Marvel on Marvel. Okay. It's a little bit of a tough one. You know what? Does it have to be can it be a team?
It could be a team.
Ultra Force.
Ultra Force is Marvel?
Yeah.
So who's Ultra Force? That
is that's under Marvel. They acquired it from
Mirage. From Mirage.
Mirage, right? Yes.
So Ultraman, I forgot the name of the zombie. Okay. Who they replace? Who are you swapping out for them?
Avengers.
So no Iron Man, no Captain America, no Thor,
because they kind of have Iron Man. They have similar characters on their team, but they're just darker. It's just a different take on it.
Ooh.
It's just especially the dead one.
So unfortunately, this part of the broadcast, we had some technical difficulties coming from Honja's side of the camera. I thought it was just on his end, but by doing the edit of this video, I heard the buzzing sound that he was talking about from his side, but it came through during the edit, which sucks because you couldn't hear what we're saying during the rest of this video, but it's all good. It was a great but a great chat with a great friend about some stuff that I wish I could have wrote down. Maybe I could make some money later on in the future as a writer. But it was an awesome, fun time. Chatting with a friend of mine who will be returning here and there during these episodes. But it was great. Thank you to Honja Creative. He's a super dope photographer, great person all around, great friend. Love the guy to death. Thank you guys for watching or listening, however you're taking in this broadcast, and I thank you wholeheartedly for listening and to what we both had to say and ideas and just shooting the breeze. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And yeah, next week, a brand new episode. Next every Tuesday, you're gonna get a video and an audio from BearatNight podcast. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And yeah, guys, take care. And don't forget to be yourself. And wait, once again, I can never remember what my what my thing is, which is crazy. Something so stupid. I'm sorry, but bear night, be yourself, bear it all, and I messed it up again. Bear it all, be yourself. I suck at this. I hate signing it off. I really do. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. This is BearatNight Podcast. Bear it all, be yourself. Peace.
You are now listening to BearatNight Podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.